Hi guys, this is Vic, and today it's gonna be a real good session. Welcome to this great episode, and you see my friend Jeremy on screen here. And before we start, I would just say, guys, I would just want to thank Jeremy on coming to this show on a very short notice. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I mean, I know it was just 2 hours back that I asked you, and you are super busy in your launch coming up, which is really gonna help the world. So, can you say hello to our audience, and then we can just start the show.
Yeah, hey, yeah, it's nice to be here. Thanks for actually giving me the opportunity to jump on here and do an interview. I appreciate that. And I always want to give time to people so I can provide more value in any way I can. But yeah, hey everybody, how you doing?
Okay, guys, just a little background why I wanted Jeremy to come on the show today, because it is going to be a real great help to you. We all are using Facebook, we all are using Twitter, LinkedIn, and other social medias for getting free traffic and boosting sales and conversions. But it was I mean, I don't know what to say, but I was caught when Jeremy sent me a video with his brand new discovery of a great platform called Slack. And it has so much of, the world is small, I would say, with Slack. And there was so much of opportunity out there for getting free traffic, free leads, free business conversions, everything. I have seen it, and I wanted that, I share it with you, and who else than Jeremy can share it with you. So I just got to him, and he was super busy in just completing all his trainings and everything. I requested him, he took my request for the show, and here we are. So today the format would be, Jeremy, I think if you can just walk them through what exactly is Slack and how you are using it and how they can use it to actually get all the dream things that they want to. And then we can move to Profit Slacker, which is, of course, a gold mine. Am in love with Profit Slacker. So please, if you can just, before even that, just tell them something before Slack and how you discovered Slack. Just a little brief intro.
Sure, and we all love green things, right? So I've been online for about 6 years now, doing marketing, email marketing, launching products, and teaching people how to make money online, that kind of thing. And it's been a great run, and there's been a lot of different tools that I use over the years. And speaking about Slack in particular, I ran across Slack probably about a year ago, and I started using Slack. I learned about it, and if you don't know what Slack is, first of all, it's kind of like if you would take Skype and you mixed it with, if you know what IRC is, and maybe a Facebook group. If you mix those three things together, you would essentially have Slack, and it makes for a really, really powerful platform. It was originally built for a internal team communication. So companies that have like hundreds of employees or even small teams, so they can all communicate in one central place, kind of like you would with Slack or Skype, but in a group kind of setting. And so it's becoming super popular, and I love the tool. And the other cool thing about Slack is it allows you to integrate. There's just hundreds of apps and bots and stuff that you can integrate into your Slack teams that can allow you to automate all kinds of stuff and do all kinds of crazy things. Kind of like with the iPhone, they say there's an app. There's an app for that. There's an app that does everything. It's pretty much the same way with Slack. Is there's an app for everything. You can do stuff. For example, you can bring in your email and read and reply to all your email directly from Slack Messenger. You can use it as a support desk. People can contact you on your support desk, but all your support requests will come into your Slack, and you can answer them within Slack. So, and the sky's the limit. There's just so much stuff you can do. And I really got interested in it. So I've been using it for a while. It's a really powerful tool. And then one day I kind of tripped up on this community, or actually it was a directory of communities. And, Slack is initially created for a team collaboration tool, but what people started doing and what I started noticing is people were creating these teams as public communities. So a niche community of people who like the same topic. For example, there's one on coffee. There's one on traveling. There's, a few on business. There's about 480 something in the directories that I've found so far. And the thing is, there have 5,000 to 7,000 people in these groups. They're growing so big, so fast. And much in the same way that we have Facebook groups and we have Skype groups, that we all come into. Me and you, Vic, we're probably both in a bunch of the same JV groups on Facebook and so forth. Well, people started doing this on Slack, and the benefit to Slack is it's so much more powerful because of number one, the apps and the bots, and number two, there's just so many features that I can't really list here. That just it takes it way beyond the scope of like Facebook and Skype. You can do so much more. So in that community setting, it's more powerful. And also I found out that there's several ways to monetize these communities. And one example is there's a community called Nomad List. And it's a community of entrepreneurs that travel.
Okay.
And they basically live out of their backpack and their laptop. And they're nomads. And there's around 12,000 people in that group, and they charge a minimum of $9.95 a month, but they have other pricing options as well. So these guys are making over $100,000 a month just off of that Slack community.
Oh my!
And
God.
by the way, Slack is free.
Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, we just missed that. So it's a free platform, just like you sign into Facebook, you sign into Skype, you sign into Slack from today, because this is something which is untapped source, guys. So this is free, and so you don't have to pay anything. You can do it right now while you're watching us talk here. So, and as Jeremy said, sky's the limit. And I was really hooked when I saw those communities. I mean, in Jeremy's video, I had actually, I'll be very honest, when I was actually 6 months back, one of my coach was actually emphasizing us to actually use Slack. We were like, lazy guys. Oh yeah, Slack, another community, another group. It's okay, we'll try it some other time. But once I saw your videos, Jeremy, I was like seriously hooked. I'm telling you, I created my accounts 10 minutes back. We started this interview just because I couldn't wait to actually start. So I mean, it's such a great platform. Okay, that was just off the track. So guys, you can start off free, and you have all the apps in there, and there's so much more. That over to you, Jeremy. I mean, you're the right one to actually explain.
Well, you can get started right now. You create a Slack team, which is free. You download the app, you create a Slack team, and you're in business, basically. And then you get people in your community, and you can. There's several different ways to monetize it. You could charge people to get into the community. There's applications that allow you to lock down channels in the community, and I didn't really touch on channels, but see, that's even a better thing about this community is Skype. Like if you're in a Skype group, it's all in one long thread. Like all the conversation goes in one thing. Well, in Slack, if you see the interface off to the side, the discussion is separated into channels, kind of like IRC used to be, or maybe a forum. How a forum is separated by topic within that one forum. Well, community on Slack is the same way, and you can actually lock down certain channels. Like, say, for example, I want to have a VIP section in my community, so that only people that pay can get into that section. Oh, wow. You can do that. So that's another way.
So you can create basically funnels inside those things.
Sure, and you can also, another way to monetize is that you could charge for advertising within your group. Because there's ways to, for example, if you grow a community of 5,000 people, it's almost like having an email list, because all you have to do is type @everybody and then whatever your message is, and it actually notifies everybody in the whole group of your message, like desktop notification, ding,
Oh yeah.
And or even on your mobile device too, because it works on PC, Mac, mobile, everything, everything. Um, and so that's another way to monetize. There's just so many ways to make money.
If I
Off,
just ask you, Jeremy, if someone who's a newbie who doesn't have a list and who's new to Slack, with your experience, how much time will can it take for him if he spends some time on a daily basis working around Slack to actually start getting some results?
that's a really tricky question.
Oh yeah.
Um, well, it is because you build your community to actually have your community built, to actually get it set up and be ready to go. I mean, takes literally an hour, maybe.
Wow.
You could be up in business in less than that time. But then you gotta get people in your community and things like that, and that's kind of stuff I cover in my course. But it really, again, it really depends. It depends on what kind of method you're using to try to get people in. If you're using paid advertising, or if you have access to certain audiences or so forth. It can be either very quick or it can be very slow, and it also depends on the effort you're willing to put in. But it could literally, within a week, you could be making real money online easily if
Oh
you just put focus on getting people into your community. You know what I mean? It's essentially that simple. You build your community, and however you want to monetize it, you pick one of the ways to monetize it, and you start getting people in, and there you go. So it can be as fast as you want to. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. You can take this as high and as fast as you want to go.
So when was that first aha moment with Slack? When you got that first success tasted there. I know that must be interesting.
The first time I really realized the potential of these communities is when I joined one called Online Geniuses. And Online Geniuses is a community for entrepreneurs. And there's a lot of startup guys, a lot of guys from like Silicon Valley and so forth that are in these big startups and in the big tech scene. And I got in there and just looking and browsing through the community and seeing how it was working, it really just snapped on me. But the first time that I actually really benefited from the community was I met somebody in one of them that really changed a lot of things for me. Not necessarily changed a lot of things for me, but it was a big deal to me. Number one, this guy is the CFO of the Warrior Forum. You know what the Warrior Forum is, okay? So his name is Marcus Wong, and I met Marcus in the Slack community,
Wow.
and he's the CFO of Warrior Forum. I got my start on Warrior Forum. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars on Warrior Forum,
Right.
and I never knew the owners of the forum, and I just happened to meet this guy. And we were talking. I hadn't actually been on a forum in years. And we just started talking, and the next thing you know, I'm launching a product on their new payment platform, their Warrior Payments platform, and that resulted in, I made probably $1,600, a little over $1,000, $1,500, $1,600 off of launching that product because the forum they helped promote it as well, and so making that connection was extremely powerful. And then it went on even further. We had a live event in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he and the CEO of Warrior Forum had no idea this event existed, which was called the Warrior Event. It's a long story. It's funny, but they flew out from Australia and came out there, and I got to meet them in person, and we sat and hung out and
Wow.
had a really good time for several days, and all from just being in that Slack community. So that's really important to realize that in these communities, it's not just making money initially off the community that's the best benefit. Not just charging for the entry fee or charging for advertising. Meeting people and networking with people in general is extremely powerful, and it has taken me like way beyond. If you really want to be successful online, network with people. That's how to really succeed. And that's really where the power, I think, truly comes in these communities. And the fact that if you own your own community, you're an immediate authority to everybody in that community. So let's say, for example, your community is about health and fitness. Well, if you are the owner of that community, everybody looks to you as the authority. Even the big wigs that are in there, the big names, you know, everybody looks to you as like, this guy has some kind of some kind of authority in this niche. And so you can literally go in and dominate a niche just by building one of these communities, just by being the owner of that community.
So what exactly do we expect out of Profit Slacker when someone who's a starter with Slack, you know? So how is this course gonna help
So
them out?
the product I created, you know, after I did all this and I made some money and I realized the potential, I thought, you know, other people really need to know about this, because it's, you know, other than the people that are already in it and already doing it, nobody else really is talking about it or know about it. I've read like 2 blog articles that barely covered
I
it.
just told you what there's only one person last 6 months and you're the second one. So there's hardly two people and I have like over thousands and thousands of people I'm in those groups and I've never seen anyone talking about this thing. Just two
Right.
people last 6 months. So
Exactly. I mean, it's crazy, and it's growing. So it's such an early, like we're at such a critical time, because I mean, you can literally jump in and dominate any niche, but it's the thing is it's growing super fast. Like people are just now starting to catch on, and now it's like catching on fire. It's blazing. So if you get in right now, you're good to go. So my course goes through and teaches you how to do it, how to go and set up all the technical stuff, the details, the step-by-step, how to go and set up your Slack community, all the settings you need, all the things that you need to make sure you have in place, and also the different ways that you can monetize it, and so forth. And you know, how you can get people inside your community and that kind of thing. And that's what you can expect out of my product. It's going to go from A to Z. And then there's also an upsell. It's a piece of software. So what we found out was getting people into your community. Right now, Slack doesn't really have an automated way to do that. Okay. Because they built it for team collaboration. It was kind of like an invite-only thing. Like if you wanted somebody on your Slack team, you got to put in their email address and send them an invite, right? Well, there have been a couple changes, and they do now allow a way for other people to apply to join your team, but you still have to manually approve it and that kind of thing, and it's kind of a cumbersome process. So we wanted to make that easy, and so what we did was we created a piece of software that automates that whole process to where essentially somebody comes to your website, they want to join your community, they just put in their email address, hit go, they get sent an email, they click the link in the email, and bam, they're all instantly in your community. Oh, wow. And there's no other tool out there that does that. So every other way that you can do it, you have to manually do. So you either have to manually approve them to get in, or you have to manually do something. So we fully automate that entire process, and that's what is coming out Sunday.
Oh wow! And what about the other OTOs? Do we have some more OTOs there? Upsells?
I have one more upsell, and it is. Sorry, I keep cutting myself off here on the.
No problem. We can see you very good. No problems.
And that is mastermind. I am a big believer in masterminds because.
Same here.
You know, I've made all my money from being in masterminds, from meeting people in masterminds and having those mentors that teach you the way. You really can't succeed without that stuff. And a lot of people won't tell you that. A lot of people want to tell you can get rich doing this and that and the other. But the reality is you got people. You got to be with people. You've got to network. You've got to get in a mastermind, and you've got to have somebody showing you and coaching you along the way. And you got to have somebody that you can go to with your questions, somebody that you can repeatedly go to you with your questions.
True.
That's what they're doing. And so I have that mastermind in place to where they get access to me 24/7. You have a question, you ask it, ping, I get pinged on my phone and every freaking device I have, so I can go in there and answer your question ASAP and help you out. And so having
Amazing.
that kind of help is just critical in it can explode your success in online regardless of what you do.
I
So
totally
that's
agree. I totally agree. I think me, you, I think everyone who has succeeded all have a mentor. Without a mentor, there's no. I mean, look at this. Why did we go to school? Why did we go to? I mean, for college. I mean, why did we go to university if we had? So it's all about having mentors there. Otherwise, we could have just gone and it was all in bedrooms or drawing rooms. So, but that's not the truth. So why not in online marketing, which is actually your own business and online career? I really appreciate you keeping that in your funnel. Really great, great, great thing. And guys, so I know you are super busy in finishing the whole thing, and it's really tough time right now. But thank you so much for coming, Jeremy, and all our audience right here who are watching this. See, there are two main motives for this interview. So one was to actually know from someone who has actually done it and how you do it. So we've already discussed that this is a free tool. You can go start on your own. But if you're looking for a real dead road path, which is like, do this, do that, and then you got to actually definitely check Profit Slacker, which is launching on Sunday, which is which is the date, Jeremy, if you can tell them the
ninth,
date, 9th of
October.
October. And I'll just also remind you for the same. So just keep on checking those mails. And of course, if you're watching after October 9th, so there would be a link either on the video right now or maybe under the video which says you can go and check the Profit Slacker page. So go out there. There are tons of case study out there, and of course it's a live over the shoulder training which I have gone through just one video and I'm in love with it. So that was just the welcome video. So please, I am being very honest, I just loved to check the great content that we have just in that one video. I mean, you see that you can get started right away. I mean, you would simply love it. And of course, with the other upsells that we talked about, the OT1 to automate your whole process, and of course the mastermind, the upsell tool. It's really something which you need to have if you really want to succeed in online marketing. And when Jeremy told me that he's available 24/7, that's a great job. Hats off to you if you're doing that serious job. So great, great,
Well,
great, coach.
I sleep, but
Yeah, and of
but you get
course,
it,
don't
pretty much.
buzz him when he's having beers. Okay, so please don't do that. Okay, thanks a ton. And also, guys, you will have some great bonuses under this video on my blog, so don't forget to check that out. You'll get them instantly once you get Profit Slacker from the link which is there under the video or over the video. Thank you so much, and it was great having you here, Jeremy, and all of you who are watching this. Have a great day. Keep smiling. You look great when you smile, and don't forget to check Profit Slacker.
Thanks, man. See you later.
Thank you.